There are many community programs for seniors in Ontario. In this conversation, we learn about the uniqueness of a privately owned home care organization, a community centers program aimed at getting more men involved, and Ontario's only registered home share program. Let's first join Jane Teasdale as she describes Mosaic's unique business model.
We have a unique business model that focuses on community outreach via our community resource centers that provide information and host activities across the GTA. We have a resource center close to our corporate office in the Shops on Steeles and 404 Mall. We have another at our Toronto office located in the Canadian National Institute for the Blind building on Bayview near Eglinton. We also have a third center, which we host as part of a joint venture with the Shepherd Village Retirement Community in Scarborough. Functions of our community resource centers. Our community centers provide information to families on services and supports in the community, a relaxing space to access information or to meet up. Social and educational events every month. Events are promoted to the community and to our members and families. Did you back up the pictures prior? Okay, so I guess, did you see the pictures of the old resource center and some events? Okay, so some of the events that were captured was a music event, an information event from the Dotsa Batov Foundation, and a Valentine's Day event. Okay, next. Some of our more recent events and activities, you can see a list on the screen. They cover activities engaging in exercise, arts, music, health, local history for caregivers and families, garden, nutrition, information on sleep, and fun events like our Roaring Twenties, our Seniors Jamborees, and our road trips to the Royal Ontario Museum, the Bata Shoe Museum, and walks in and around Toronto. Our new Shops on Steeles and 404 Resource Center and some events are featured. I will quickly run through some pictures covering some of these events. Events from our Shops on Steeles and 404 Center, a fall affair, an art day, a North York Historical Society walk. The next slide is the Roaring Twenties all mall-wide event, and that was a huge event that we hosted right in the mall. We also do road trips. Our road trips to the Royal Ontario Museum, the Bata Shoe Museum, walks in Toronto with author Natalie Prezzo of Urban Walks for Girlfriends. Our CNIB Center and events. Some of our events at our CNIB Resource Center consisted of Dr. Scott Levine from Vita Health and Walk with Our Doc. Our CNIB Pole Walking Group, a yoga and Pilates workshop. We have had also notable other guests and other speakers, consisting of Dr. Sharon Cohen from the Toronto Memory Program, a Central Community Care Access presentation, Parkinson's Canada, and our Member of Parliament, Peter Kent, for the Thornhill area at the opening of our new 2015 Shops on Steeles and 404 Center. So why are these events important, you may ask? They reach out to older adults and their families. They are fun. They are accessible to all, irrespective of physical or mental frailty. They help inform us of how we can better serve our clients, and they tend to meet the wide variety of needs identified as being important to older adults and the community at large.
So what is home share, in case you're wondering what home share is, but it's a living arrangement between two or more people who reside together in the same dwelling or residence. And each person has his or her own private space, but they share common areas, such as a kitchen, a bathroom, but they'll have, they share common areas such as the kitchen or bathroom or living room, but often they have their own bathroom. That should be changed. And household responsibilities can be shared or services exchanged for reduced accommodation. So a definition, when we talk about that, we say home providers. Home providers are people interested in sharing their home. And home seekers are people looking to share a living arrangement with someone for a variety of reasons, and home sharers are people who are currently living with a home provider. So the profile of seniors who are interested in home share, and this is through the research we did, and I went to Burlington, Vermont to look at their program and research some other home shares. And it's for seniors who live alone, family and friends who live far away, as we heard from our drama that was put on at the lunch, which was great, struggling to stay in their home because they do not want to go into a care facility, and lonely and want companionship. So they may need help around the house to keep things going, and things that we may take for granted may be very difficult. So the number one request for night, which I found out, request for help from seniors for home share, was security, really wanting someone there at night. So if something happens to me in the middle of the night, who can help me? So if I have a fall, if I need to get up, just to have someone there, really reassuring. Helping with shopping, gardening, snow shoveling, caring for pets, cooking, cleaning, companionship, laundry. You can make quite a list of things that can be helped with. The benefits for the home seeker, it's a low accommodation fee, and it ranges. In Burlington, Vermont, the rent for a home seeker was anywhere from $200 to $400. In Canada, it's around $400 to $500. And they can do, as a home seeker can do up to 10 hours of help a week generally. It could be 5 hours a week, it could be 3 hours a week, but that is determined by the home provider and the home seeker, how much they're willing to do. It's an opportunity to save, it's accommodation, it's companionship. So the home share is about companionship. It's just not going somewhere to find somewhere to live that's cheap and convenient. You have to be invested in the relationship. And it's a top opportunity for newcomers to practice English. So why home share? Seniors want to stay in their homes, and many could if they had support. Offers companionship, reduces isolation and security, and it's cost-effective and affordable for the home provider and home seeker. And it can be flexible for many family situations. A couple could have someone come and live with them and help. I just had a couple call me the other day wanting some help, and they want to stay in their own home. They don't want to move. They don't want to go into a retirement home. They're not ready for long-term care. They're worried about running out of money if they go into a retirement home, and this might be a great solution for them. Could be good for a single-parent family, too, going to live with someone. So it is a brilliant idea. It's the exchange of housing for help in the home, recognizing that 2 or more people have needs and something to give, and each party agrees on the household responsibilities to be undertaken. We did create One of the first things we did was we created a toolkit, and I have a few of these, not too many, but I have some here today. And we created this as a self-guiding tool for people who are interested in doing home share, what things they need to consider. It's good for some, but not good for everyone, and we tell everyone that. It may not meet everyone's needs, but it's certainly good for a lot of people. So we did this, and our vision was that it empowers home providers and home seekers the ability to live in affordable shared accommodation, inclusive of respect, choice, dignity, and is a mutual benefit to all. We do have a video, but we won't show it. I was really pleased because last January I was able to get this on the World Health Organization as an age-friendly best practice. So home share is recognized on there, our home share program. And so it gives it a lot of credibility, and I think it's a great program. So moving forward, 3 minutes, okay, we'll get through. What we really needed was an agency to take this on. And the agency was really about how do we monitor this, how do we make sure vulnerable people are safe. So we wanted an agency to take it on, or an organization that could help screen home providers, home seekers, do a home environmental scan, make sure the home is safe to live in, and also monitor. So monitor the situation and make sure it's a safe place, and that they meet the home provider separately from the home seeker whenever they go and meet, because we didn't want any power imbalance and issues of elder abuse. So that was really an important piece. So we did a business plan, we went out, we were trying to get people involved. But in Halton, we have another government level. Besides our municipalities, we have the region. And the region takes care of housing and people on wait list for housing. And they actually came to us and said, we like this program, we want to do it. So we were absolutely ecstatic and couldn't believe it. And so the region has moved in and has the staffing and the resources to be able to do this. So we work very closely with the region right now in terms of bringing awareness and education about home share. And they do sort of the nuts and bolts and administration of it. Home share does not involve the provision of personal care. Very important to note that is not, home seekers are not involved in bathing, showering, dressing, undressing, anything like that. So really they're there to do household chores. Getting started, so the region, we established policies, procedures. We developed a home share provider and home seeker registry, so people can register if they're interested in being a provider or a home seeker. We developed an application form, interview form, we did all those together, home environmental scan, background checks, we do police checks and references checks, and orientation to the home share program. We look at potential matches from the registry. So the questions are quite long. People like, you may ask, are you a morning person? Are you an afternoon person? What kind of TV do you like to watch? Do you have a car? Do you have friends over? These are all things we need to ask. Do you have a pet? And the home providers provided the opportunity to meet with potential home seekers that meet the criteria. So we may say there's 3 people here that meet your criteria. Go for coffee, have a chat, see if you want to go further with this. The decision of the match is a mutual agreement between home provider and the home seeker. It generally takes about 3 months from beginning to end because it is a process, and it's a very important process. So they also sign off on a home share agreement, outlines the expectations and responsibilities of each party. Everyone's unique to its own, and services exchanged and costs involved will vary depending on the needs of respective parties. We suggest that home seekers move in for 2 weeks before anything is done. That way you can get a chance to know each other, check it out, may not work, we'll see what happens. And that's what they do in Burlington, Vermont. We did learn that, so that was helpful. So the monitoring of the home share, it's initial monitoring and ongoing, so certainly very heavy at first. Regular reports are done. Identify the level of participation satisfaction, make sure people are happy in their arrangement. Assess any changes, so if the health changes, let's say the home provider, we need to be aware of that and maybe get extra supports and services in. And share information about additional resources. So lessons learned from other home share programs, it's about mutual benefit and building relationship rather than just affordable accommodation. Focus on the quality of matches and home share arrangements rather than quantity. And home share is not for everybody, but family support is very important. Matches take time, and it provides good information to help people make accurate decisions for themselves. And I can tell you that the region got involved not too long ago, but we are happy to announce we have our first match. We have an 88-year-old woman who has her own home and now has a home seeker, home sharer, who's come to live with her. And she's a woman who's about 55, and they just hit it off. And what was great, when I went for the visit last week, our home provider said, you know, Heather, she said, it's so nice to sit down and have dinner at the dining room table with someone instead of sitting in front of my TV, at the TV tray table, and having dinner. So it means so much to me. And when she first met us, she said, I only need about 2 hours worth a week of help, but we figured out it's about 5. She helps with the laundry, they do cooking together. Now they're cooking, because both were living alone before, and weren't cooking very much. As you know what it's like when you live by yourself, it's hard to cook for yourself. So now they're cooking for each other. And they had little kinks along the way. They had to figure out how they tell each other where they're going, what they're doing, because they're both very busy people. And so we had lots of good chats about that and how if there's any issues that came up, let's talk about it and let's keep talking about it. So we're really pleased to say that it is going well. And we have others on the registry that we're moving forward with. So home share is a great alternative that can meet the needs of many people and is thinking outside the box. And as a result, people can live together in a great situation. And I can tell you that we've had requests from Guelph and Cobourg, Peterborough, Toronto, a lot of places in Ontario and elsewhere that are interested in starting home share. So I think there's definitely a buzz out there, and moving forward on this, I think, is a great idea for many people. So thank you very much.
But just to have something for the men, we started a program called Rise and Learn Men's Club. Now this was a grant that we went for, and there is one of my questions, of course, is why target the men's programming? And as a group, women are more outgoing as far as coming out of the home, because they're the ones in the past have got the groceries, they go out, they're used to going out, they go out to the church, guys finish work, they go home and they want to stay there. And I cannot tell you how many of our members have husbands that don't come in, that don't come to the programs. And we were trying to get some of those people out of the house because the women, they want to go out to the programs, but my husband's at home and you don't want to leave him alone for too long. So we're trying to get those people out. As well, there are the single men that are out there, and I've had several come and say, hi, we need a dating service. It's like, okay. The Seniors Club, Men's Club is not going to be a dating service. Not going to be what you're looking for, but
good companions.
good companions. I know there. I'm writing all this down. I've actually been to your center when we OACEO conference in Ottawa. But we do want to get the men to come out and to be a little more social, and that's it. I personally feel, and the statistics seem to back me up, that it is harder to get the men out of the house, and I explain my perspective on that. Just the women are used to being able to get out. So we want to get those men out of the house more. We want them doing things because they do suffer from that social isolation. They get into whatever perhaps what their hobby was, whether it was, they're getting into the internet now, that sort of thing. But things get smaller and smaller after they retire. Whereas for the ladies, they tend to find more opportunities. I always wanted to learn how to paint watercolors. I always wanted to do this. This is my time to learn how to do that. So this is a program that we came up with, and it was over a year ago. And what we did is we first started doing it at 8 in the morning, from 8 till 9 in the morning. That lasted 1 week. 1 week, because we had 2 people. And actually, I shouldn't say that, because we really targeted with our focus group, what do you want? We had a focus group come in. We got some guys, some that hadn't been to the center much, some of our regular members, a couple of volunteers. We got in these people and said, so what are you looking for? What topics are you interested in? Because we want to have a speaker for you each week. What topic are you interested in? What kind of food are you looking for? The main thing they said is, not 8 o'clock. Don't want to be here at 8 o'clock. Did that. Been there, done that. I totally agree. Once I'm done this, no 7:45 fitness class that I teach my seniors anymore. But they did, so we moved it to 9 o'clock right away, because that was the response that we got. They wanted speakers, so we brought in speakers. We're very blessed in our community. We bring in people from all sorts of different organizations, and most of them come in and do it for free for us. So we've had speakers in everything from estate planning, home maintenance, tax benefits, how to sell your house, what modifications to do for your house to make it so that you can live there longer, what renovations to do if you want to sell your house. We've had lots of speakers come in and talk about nutrition, vitamins, health. I had my fitness staff come in, and they would all come in and talk about something different and get people up and doing things. So we had a whole series where we had speakers come in. That lasted about 4 months, and finally the guys said, you know what? We just want to talk for a while. So instead of having a speaker every week, we alternated. So we would have a speaker in 1 week, and then the next week, the guys just got to visit. They got to talk about things, their background, what they're like. So it was more like a coffee club, because that's what they wanted. So at the moment, that's what we're doing. We used to come in and prepare a really elaborate breakfast for them. And they're very nice guys. They finally said to me, we don't need the Eggs Benedict every week, right? They didn't get Eggs Benedict. But they love these little egg muffins that I make. And then everything else, the cafeteria goes and sells them. And they have a really great time when there are leftovers. But I put out the toaster, we put out the bagels, the cream cheese. At the moment, they meet this morning, so I had my students doing that, and I have students that get ready and take care of that for them. So they sometimes have a little bit extras in their breakfast, and sometimes they're just, you got your frozen waffles, and they're good with that as well. But these folks are coming out, and they want to meet, they want to talk, and we're hoping. We were up to about 15 people at one point, and then the summer came along and the numbers kind of decreased again. So we're hoping that the numbers will come back. We keep working on that. We have more speakers lined up, and again, we always consult with them, what are you interested in? We had a historian come in in November last year and talk about his experiences in the war, and that really got the guys talking about things. But if you are doing programs for seniors, I do recommend that, or for seniors and particularly for men, talk to them.